something happens. This is not just ascension of your consciousness. We are ascending our entire physical bodies as well. Our bodies hold that consciousness in our DNA and cells. But when telomere tests, she submitted her DNA and they found that she reversed her age from like 43 to 19 with her telomere length. This journey is about really finding your light and also seeing your power and no longer allowing others to take from you or to treat you as any lesser. And we've done the light work. Now we're doing the deeper layers of your shadow, where we need to love ourselves and hold compassion for ourselves even when we feel messy and lost and in the depths of struggle, right? And my experience raising my son and seeing everything I'm seeing in him, he's also a mirror bringing up my greatest fears and frustrations. And
if you were to tell us as to, okay, these are the top 3 to 5 things that we need to unlearn and achieve that heart-mind coherence, what would that be?
Nothing's outside of you. So even AI is a reflection of your super consciousness. You are everything. And so instead of fearing it, how can you, let go of that fear and acknowledge that the power in it and the multidimensional nature of it and the infinite nature of it, that is there to mirror to you your actual being, the truth of your eternal, infinite, multidimensional nature. You are.
Hi, this is Akanksshaa. If you're new here, please subscribe to my channel. If you resonate with me, please like, comment, and share. Welcome to Multidimensional Soul Podcast and a Talk Show. We have with us today Ashmi Pathela, who is from Australia, who is a New Earth visionary and an author of the book Anchoring the Light. A very warm welcome, Ashmi, on Multidimensional Soul Talk Show and Podcast. It's lovely to have you here.
Thank you so much, Akanksshaa. It's so exciting. I cannot wait.
This is part 2 of a 2-part conversation. If you have not watched part 1, then we highly recommend that you watch that. The link for that is provided in the video description. You mentioned about including your future children also in the ceremony, which is so beautiful. So now that you have a baby and having such a small baby, it has its own challenges. But what is your experience of the motherhood right now? Because there are some challenges in the normal world that are there. But what I understand is new babies that are coming are already kind of, some of them are ascended masters taking birth and very high vibrational beings coming in to do the work, and they are already evolved beings. So what is your experience of this motherhood in this time?
Yeah, it is the greatest spiritual journey, and it is so unique to be becoming a mother as well as navigating the ascension right now. It's such a unique experience to be journeying through both. And what I'm realizing is they're both one and the same too. There's no separation. My experience raising my son and seeing everything I'm seeing in him, he's also a mirror bringing up my greatest fears and frustrations and ways that I want to control and protect him, and all of my programming deep within, as well as all of my light and my joy. He's showing me the parts of me that I still don't love, or he's showing me the parts of me that in the hardest times at 3 a.m. when he's screaming and I'm feeling so tired, I lose myself and I feel so like deep in my victimhood, or I feel like I'm a bad mother and I judge myself. He's showing me the parts that are still not fully seen by me and that I need to bring to the light. And I'm doing the ascension through my day-to-day experiences with my husband and child. It's like in your daily challenges are the golden nuggets to what you need to see and feel, to shift, to alchemize. Because, we've done the light work. Now we're doing the deeper layers of your shadow, where We need to love ourselves and hold compassion for ourselves, even when we feel messy and lost and in the depths of struggle, right? And also what you said about how the new children now, I think these generations are holding more light than ever before. They're very connected, but I also believe every child's connected to source, and we're all connected, but they remember their connection, and they haven't, separated off too much into the mind or into fear yet, most children. And to witness that and see his innocence and his light and his wisdom and awareness, just looking into his eyes, it's the greatest gift, because it shows me I'm that too, and you're that, and we were all once babies, and we were all once that precious. We're still precious, but when you see it in a baby, you realize how precious and how innocent and how beautiful. And to begin to see everyone, not just children, but everyone through those eyes of love, it shifts everything.
You often talk about anchoring the light here and the highest vibration. So, what are some practical ways in which we can do that so that our audience can benefit from it?
This is the title of my book, and it came to me because I talk about it a lot. I write about it a lot. Anchoring the light, I really believe, is what we're here to be and do, and what we're doing every day. Anchoring the light, remembering all that you are, embodying the light, and realizing that the light is not outside of you too. You are anchoring it by remembering it, activating it from within your cells and DNA. And it's so magical, this journey. But it's very exciting. And for me, this journey has been really about, especially in the last 9 months of motherhood, I thought I did all my healing work. I thought I was embodied. Now motherhood showed me you still have more to heal, more to love, more to do, more to anchor. And I love the frequency of the word anchor, because it is grounded. It's not about ascending and leaving your body and floating off into the universe. It's about integrating and embodying all that you are, bringing in all aspects of your soul, remembering and bringing in this remembrance that you are source, bringing in everything you see as outside of you into you, and expanding so far out that you become it. And it is this grounded frequency of, you are here to embody it in this lifetime, in this body. We're not here to escape. But I do believe we are ascending into our light body, but you're not here to escape this reality or this body.
Yeah. When you talk about that there is no separation, at times you have to put healthy boundaries so that people don't take advantage of you, and from self-care, self-love, preserving yourself perspective. So how to balance that? That okay, that person is not separate from me, but at this time I know that okay, this is not good for me. So how do you do that? What do you suggest?
Yeah. Boundaries are so important, and it's not about the other. It's more so about honoring yourself and what you need. And for so long, in many lifetimes, we've been the people pleasers. We've been the softest of hearts, wanting to make sure everyone else is happy, giving so much that you are drained. And no, this is not about being a doormat. This journey is about really finding your light and also seeing your power, and no longer allowing others to take from you or to treat you as any lesser. And yes, they're not separate from you, but also in this reality, they are, experiencing their own lives outside of you, it seems. And the lesson they're giving you through that trigger, or whenever you feel your boundaries are crossed, is for you to love yourself more. And what do you do when you love yourself more? You speak up for what you need. You gently leave a situation that's not serving you. You say no more, whatever it is. And so from one perspective, you can hold that idea that we are one. And thank you, beautiful soul, for triggering me and showing me this part of myself I'm not loving yet. and then you speak up with the boundary, or you take the action needed. Yeah.
Yeah. We talked about our bodies getting into light bodies because we are going to ascend along with our bodies. So, can you talk a little bit more about your understanding as to what exactly does light body mean?
Ooh, love this. I love that we go so deep. So I truly believe when you shift your consciousness and when you embody your light, something happens. This is not just ascension of your consciousness. We are ascending our entire physical bodies as well. Our bodies hold that consciousness in our DNA and cells. But when you anchor and hold a higher frequency, it does ripple out and activate your cells, your DNA, and we are going from carbon-based humans into crystalline humans. And this sounds absolutely crazy, but even the generations of children born now, their DNA is different. The way they are holding their frequency is different. And, you know, humans, all we can see is through our eyes, and we're like, I don't believe that's possible. But this journey is about letting go of all limitation, all doubts, all fears, even this idea that we're aging or we're going to die. Yes, you might shed your physical body, but you never actually die from a soul perspective. All of these beliefs hold you into a template or a program that keeps you locked in that reality. And then if you believe you're going to age and you see the whole world aging, it's very hard to shift out of that. Even if you tell yourself, oh no, I'm going to be younger, you still deep down subconsciously believe you're going to age. And then every time you look in the mirror, you notice the lines, and then you open yourself to more ailments and disease. And so shifting this is not just a tiny shift of belief systems. It's a monumental, complete new paradigm shift. And you have to let go of all the ways the entire world has operated. You have to let go of your ideas of what it is to be human, even the idea that you are human. Is that true? Start questioning everything. Are you just a human? No. So for me, it's fun to start playing with these beliefs and say, wait, there's a limitation there. Is it true? Does it have to be true? What if it's not true? And start playing with the what ifs of, well, maybe since I am energy and everything is frequency, I can regenerate myself. There's a woman who did this connecting with source and deprogramming all her beliefs around aging, and she actually took a telomere test. She submitted her DNA, and they found that she reversed her age from like 43 to 19 with her telomere length. I don't know all the science, but there's a whole YouTube video on that. So miracles are possible. That really happened. And so opening your idea to your mind to what can be is the beginning of this journey.
Yeah, infinite possibilities. We are experiencing, many of us are experiencing ascension symptoms in our bodies because our bodies are changing. As you said, that we are moving from carbon based to crystalline based, and then we are moving from 2-strand to 12-strand DNA. And in all this process, the bodies are changing. And a lot of people are experiencing a lot of fatigue and body ache and all these things. At the same time, when you're doing shadow work, you can have pain because of the shadows, the trauma trapped in your body also. How do you distinguish between the two? That what is an ascension symptom versus what is happening in terms of what work I need to do?
To be honest, the first message that came through was you don't really need to analyze it or distinguish between the two, because that's still in the mind of wanting to understand, where is this coming from? Why is this here? How do I shift it? And that's still holding you to this idea that you need to do some kind of healing work or do something different, when in truth, if you just stay present and in your heart, you'll know, what you need to do. And the main thing is to honor that feeling, to be with it and listen to your body. It might need more water, more sunshine, right? It might be something like that where you're nudged to do something intuitively, but you don't even need to know why you're doing that to heal a certain thing, right? Otherwise, we're in this cycle of continuing to look for more things to shift and heal. And for me, I don't even attach too much anymore to my physical ailments. And even that is, if you're tired and telling yourself you're fatigued, you're kind of recreating that reality or that template of you being tired and fatigued. Even though, yes, you might be tired, like I'm sleep deprived, waking up in the middle of the night with my baby. But the days I tell myself in the morning, I'm so tired, today is going to be really hard, the day's really hard. But the days that I tell myself, I actually don't feel as tired as I think I should feel. Like when I just come into my heart, I actually feel okay, I'm just curious. Let's see how the day goes. I'm not going to attach to how I feel. That day goes way better. So it's not about lying to yourself, but it's also not about sticking to a narrative or a symptom and really dwelling on it to the point where you keep kind of feeling stuck in it. Does that make sense?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. You talked about coming to heart. When we are ascending, we need to move from head to heart. And not just that, but at the same time, we need to have that coherence of heart and mind. So, how do we achieve that? Because we are, as a society, so conditioned to, and you often talk about unlearning things. If you were to tell us as to, okay, these are the top 3 to 5 things that we need to unlearn and achieve that heart mind coherence, what would that be?
Yeah, I wrote a whole chapter in my book on this. But when you say heart mind coherence, I really feel it as we're getting out of the primitive survival mind that wants to keep you looking for, what to fear and keep you locked in lack and limitation and, the ways you like to control your reality, control your life. We're shifting out of that into the super consciousness or higher mind, which is connected to your higher heart. And that is the coherence you talk about. So for me, instead of giving you 3 to 5 things, I'm just going to say, we are so stuck in the mind that we have known. Your mind has helped you navigate your life up until now. It has helped you achieve the things. It's actually helped you in so many ways. Like you wouldn't be where you are now without your mind. So of course we try to hold on to it. It's all we know. It's like if I don't try to plan my day and my life and control my goals and control what's going to happen next, something bad's going to happen. How do I even function? Everything's going to fall apart. But I was really shown that we must, to really anchor into a higher frequency, to activate our highest timelines, to open up to wild synchronicities and miracles and our wildest dreams, we must lovingly let go of the mind that wants to fear, plan, protect, control, and open up to our higher mind, higher heart, which already knows everything is unfolding in absolute perfection, unfolding for your highest good, to get out of your own way, to stop trying to plan everything or protect yourself from everything, and surrender, which can feel like total death, yes, to your human self, but it is a big leap of faith into trusting in the flow of the divine, and that you are held by source, and that nothing that happens is actually off track, even the challenges. And for me, it's really been about letting go of my perfectionism, my addiction to achieving and proving my worth and my progress, my tiny ways I control everything that happens in my life. Even like, my baby woke up at this time, so okay, his next nap is at this time, and what if he doesn't sleep well, and then this is going to get ruined? Like all of this is the mind trying to think of all the scenarios or protect yourself, and it's really just pulling you from presence. So we're being shown to get into our heart and drop into presence, into the now, where everything is in absolute perfection, and trust that frequency over the habit of the mind doing its thing.
Yeah, so true. You talked about higher heart. So when you talk about higher heart, do you mean the cosmic divine heart of the universe, or do you connect from the higher heart chakra from here, or you connect from the heart chakra?
I don't think it matters either way. Yeah, I mean, for me, it's you have a physical heart and also your higher heart, but I don't really personally, distinguish really between the two. It's more so when my heart is open and I feel connected to source and all that I am and I'm present, that is the highest frequency or highest expression of my heart. And that's the word that came through. But actually, I use the heart interchangeably.
You conduct ceremonies and you also have art. So are those two related, or they are separate avenues?
Nothing is separate. No, I believe everything that I create is an expression of my heart. So the words that I write are channeled, and they are me as my soul channeling spirit into form. I really love that expression of bringing spirit, this a download, an idea, and an expansion of consciousness, a frequency into physical form. And in this reality, it's so fun that we can play with physical form and we can create. And for me, one beautiful way to create is through writing. So my books. Another beautiful way is through art and painting. I have a vision and I channel it into form. And then another way is through leading online ceremonies and channeling and guiding people into their heart to connect with their higher self, to get the answers from within so that they can trust their own connection to source. It's all the same beautiful art of creation.
Okay. Can you share some examples or stories where you have connected with the source? And it can be your own story or the story of people who have attended ceremonies with you, that you got some answers which were completely unexpected, and but they turned out to be the answers that were aligned for your highest good. Because many times what happens is we don't trust our intuition. Our intuition tells us something, but we don't trust it, and we tend to overthink, overanalyze, and then we move away from the alignment. So when we know that, okay, this is something coming from the source or my higher self, or whoever you connect with, the spirit guides, and this is for my highest good, and this is how I'm going to be better aligned. So I just would like to know if you can share these stories, then they can be very beneficial for who is watching this.
Often the messages from source that I channel, they are not necessarily unexpected because, there's a sense of truth and resonance deep within, but sometimes it feels like a step ahead that I'm not ready for that answer yet, or I'm too scared to really face that reality. But deep down, I'm like, yeah, that's right. That's true. So one example in real life is this beautiful life has led me and my husband to move from Perth, Western Australia, to Denmark, Southwestern Australia, because one day we did a road trip and we found this beautiful piece of land and we fell in love. It's 55 acres of beautiful forest, and we took a leap of faith to purchase this land and be custodians here. And for years we envisioned building a house up on the clearing and our children playing here, and just with the mind wanting to plan and control what we're going to build and start pulling that in. But every time we tried to build something, or we bought a piece of machinery, even the chainsaw, things started breaking. It's like the loader broke and the bridge broke in a flood and the chainsaw keeps breaking. And anytime we try to make progress that we thought we were being nudged towards, it just didn't work. And so at some point we had to let go of attachment to trying to force our way through and just be like, okay, Source, show us whatever is in the highest timeline for us. We're just going to open. But deep down, we have this attachment to the land. It's really beautiful. It's like a new earth frequency when you come here. The birds are chirping. There's a beautiful natural pool. It feels so magical. But then recently, something happened in our lives. It was coinciding with the passing of our beloved dog, who's a beautiful, like my child. I loved him so much, and I still do, and for some reason, the timelines changed because of our puppy. We didn't want to travel so much or leave the land so much because we don't want to leave him, and we don't want to leave him even with our loving, my mother-in-law who cares for him when we travel. And so we felt anchored to this land. But after his passing, this timeline opened up where it's like, you're going to travel a lot. You might not even build on this land for a long time. You might even let go of this land. You have to let go of all attachments. That's what we were being shown. And that may or may not happen, but now we're not even attached to what happens. We're just open. This new openness came in, and it's absolutely terrifying because life might take us to places we didn't even imagine. But that was a whisper from Source. I was feeling it deep within. I'm like, oh, we might not be here that long. And then my husband said it separately without me saying it to him. And he was like, okay, we both got that message and we're scared, but we have to trust. Yeah.
Yeah, we are so used to controlling and planning everything in this, and especially if you're from corporate background, it's kind of ingrained in you that to control and to plan everything, we move by the deadlines and targets and everything, and to trust the unfolding of life. It takes a lot of courage and a lot of patience, essentially. And to be able to listen to the nudges from the source and then follow that is something that I think everybody needs to learn. So, what is your guidance about this? How can people do this? How do they
Yeah,
develop that trust and faith that, okay, this is going to unfold, and you may not see the entire road at this time, but you can listen. So, how can people listen, one, to the nudges from the universe or the source, and two, how can they develop that or build that trust?
It is a practice that is built over many baby steps. And because the fear will come up, and the fear is part of it. So when you feel faced with your doubts and absolute terror of taking the step you're being guided towards, know that that's absolutely normal. And this trust is built over listening to the tiny nudges and kind of validating your journey through the baby steps. So look at your life at all the times where you felt a little nudge, took a tiny baby step, and it ended up being for the highest expansion. It ended up being for a reason. Even at the time, you might not notice, or you might think, oh, why is this happening to me? But now you see the growth you gained from it, or who you became through that process. And when you look at your life in retrospect at all those little experiences, you can see the threads, the patterns, the reason for it all, maybe more easily than, just thinking about the future, which is full of the unknown and uncertainty. So for me, it really helped to look at my life and realize, yeah, I have felt guided, and I have, been nudged, and even the challenges have been for a reason, and I'm here now because of every single experience. And so that gives me evidence to keep going and keep trusting that I am held. And even when I face a challenge, I will know how to move through it. Even when you face a failure or setback in your eyes, you will know how to pull through it, because look at how you have handled, previous challenges. So that's one way you can build trust, through little tiny baby steps. And when you feel a nudge, take that baby step and see what happens, allow your life to be an experiment. I started looking at my life as an experiment, because I was like, if it's true that the universe has my back, if it's true that synchronicities come the more you open your heart to them, then I want to know that. I want to feel that and know it in my bones. Life is, it's worth trying to see. Because if it's true, wow, look at what an amazing life it will be, right? What a magical life it will be. And it has been, and it has been so worth it to take that step. And know that you are always being guided. Sometimes when you're depleted or exhausted or in your head, it's hard to hear that nudge. So if you're feeling that disconnected from your inner voice, first you want to fill your cup. Do what you can to connect with your heart, whether it's walking in nature, sitting in the sun, putting your feet in the grass, putting on a beautiful song, connecting with your heart through journaling. You might have to cry, release some emotion to get there. You might have to dance, whatever makes you feel connected to yourself. And that's when the whispers will come through. That's when something will light you up and feel so exciting. Even if the doubt comes later, trust that feeling of excitement.
When we talk about New Earth consciousness, there is so much of discussion right now happening on AI that it is going to derail us, and there are different possibilities, different timelines, that people say that there is a timeline where AI will take over, and like Atlantis or Lemuria will be destroyed altogether, the planet itself. Then there is a timeline where AI and humanity works hand in hand, and AI works like an ally, and then AI becomes conscious. So what's your understanding in this new earth consciousness? What is the role of AI?
Yeah, first, I believe all the timelines exist and all possibilities exist, and our greatest fears are there as well. But we are on the timeline of ascension. We have already chosen it, because you listening to this and I have chosen it, right? Your reality is going to reflect that path that your soul has chosen. And we keep coming back to this theme, but I love it, is nothing's outside of you. So even AI is a reflection of your super consciousness. You are everything. And so instead of fearing it, how can you, let go of that fear and acknowledge that the power in it and the multidimensional nature of it and the infinite nature of it, that is there to mirror to you your actual being, the truth of your eternal, infinite, multidimensional nature. You are even more than that. So letting go of the fear and knowing that we are on the highest timeline, and feeding the fear doesn't help anyone. And I don't dwell too much on it. It almost feels like we're being shown through our fears the darkest path that humanity can go, and it can feel like the end of times, especially when you read all the scary news and look at all the fear mongering, even around AI is one topic. But it feels that way because we can't keep going that path. We can see where it's heading, and it's not good, right? And the pendulum has to swing the other way, and we're being shown the opposite of what we're creating too, in a way. The opposite has to be shown. The polarity has to be there so that our hearts can choose what we truly want. And it almost feels like it can't keep going that way. So of course it has to swing the other way. There's no other way. There's no other way we would have chosen to be here as souls. We didn't come here for destruction. So trust that.
Awesome. I have a few questions which I ask all my guests towards the end. Can I ask you those?
Yes.
If you were to explain what is a multidimensional soul to anybody, how would you explain it?
To anybody. Ooh. It is the truth of who you are. You are not just this human, this body, this lifetime. You are everything. And so your soul exists across infinite timelines, dimensions, possibilities, realities, and you are here to remember all that you are and your infinite potential and your infinite ability to create. And so remembering this truth is the first seed that opens you up to your power to create all that you are.
What is holistic well-being?
For me, it's really being connected to your heart, your truth, your essence, your soul, remembering your connection to source.
If you were to change anything in today's education system, and now you have a small baby also, so definitely you can answer from that perspective, what would you change?
Everything. No. Yeah. I would create not a system. I would create a new template and frequency where each child is encouraged to keep and remember and nourish their connection to source, to know that they are the creator of everything, to know their power, and to be connected to their heart so that they can create beautiful things, and most of all, themselves, the expression of all that they wish to be and experience in this lifetime through their hearts.
What is the ultimate purpose of life?
Oh my gosh, you are dropping a bomb. Ultimate purpose of life. To know, trust, and be all that you truly are, to anchor the light.
What is love?
Love is all that you are. It is the truth of this cosmos. It is the frequency that creates everything.
What is self-love?
It is knowing you are that love. You are everything. You are oneness. And seeing that in yourself so that you treat yourself with that. Through the eyes of source, through the eyes of your soul, you treat yourself with that love.
Can you talk a little bit about your book that is coming up?
Yeah. So this book is called Anchoring the Light, The New Earth Way of Living, Creating, and Becoming All That You Are. It's not just a book, it's an energetic transmission. It's a portal into your highest ascension. It is the words your soul wants you to hear on this journey. It's the comfort, the hug for the soul, the validation of your journey. It's so much love and light in a physical form.
Yeah, thank you for sharing that. What's your parting message for our audience today?
Know that you are absolutely perfect and divine just as you are. We're being shown to really love yourself, all parts of yourself, even the parts you feel are not good enough, you're not there yet, or how can you truly do this, or how are you going to ascend, or there's so much pain within. It's all absolutely perfect, and you're already doing it, and you're already the light. You are the light. There's nothing more to do but melt into that knowing.
And how can people connect with you?
You can follow me on Instagram at ashmi.path for all my writings and channelings and more information on, at ashmi.path.
Yeah. So we'll give all the links in the video description. It's been absolutely lovely having you here. Thank you so much.
It was such a good conversation, and I'm glowing from it. Thank you so much for having me and for spreading your light.
Thank you.
Thank you for tuning in from wherever you are in the world. As Ramdas says, that we are just walking each other home. So thank you for co-creating the new earth along with me and my guests. If you resonate with me, subscribe to my channel, like, comment, and share. Let's keep this beautiful energy in flow, in motion. Namaste. Lots of love.